This is how we do it.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Joe B1 here, hanging out with you live here. And I am going to start the video portion of this here in just a moment. I'm kind of working on some things. That's why I started early. And today we're just kind of hanging out. So I appreciate everybody for being here. For anybody that watches back on the replay, I appreciate you. Again, I will turn the camera on here in just a second. Because we'll start looking at some figures and stuff. But I figured, it's been a little while since we've done a live hangout on Facebook is where I usually do it, but this time I decided to go across, I think, Facebook and YouTube. So wherever you're joining, drop a comment and let me know when you get here. But in the meantime, we are going to kind of hang out for a second while people start to join in. And today, once we do get started, I'm probably going to chat a little bit about the Acolyte and what we've got to look forward to a little bit, and more so actually probably my feelings about everything, which I did a little bit on Light of the Jedi podcast, which that will be getting dropped here very soon over on the Fan Force Alliance channel. So if you're not following us on the Fan Force Alliance channel, definitely stop by and come hang out with us there because it's a good time. And on this week's episode, we have the Jedi twins, Jedi Joy and Jedi Jill. And then we have Anakin Crespin and myself, and we take some time to kind of discuss the Acolyte so far in a little bit more detail with all of our perspectives. And I'll probably touch again a little bit on that here, but we'll gonna talk all things Star Wars. So if you've got like prequel stuff that you want to talk about, or original trilogy stuff, or Clone Wars stuff, or anything like that, you can drop it in the comments and let me know, and we will talk about it. But in the meantime, I'm still kind of setting up, so if anybody comes by, definitely let me know in the comments below. And for the first few minutes, like I said, while I'm setting up here, we'll probably keep the camera off. Not setting up anything crazy or whatever, just getting figures out right now. I didn't want to start late, so since I wasn't quite ready, I was like, you know what, this isn't really a formal type situation anyway, so let's just start the live. And then I accidentally, when anybody that watches back will see it, I accidentally played a portion of a promo video from over on YouTube. So hopefully that doesn't mess with me a little bit. But yeah, just right now getting some figures together and just trying to get this, get a few figures put up here for me while I'm getting set up. But yeah, hope everybody's doing good. And yeah, I know there's a lot of talk right now about the Acolyte, and it is kind of interesting that a lot of that is kind of slowed down over the last several days in that last episode. So that's kind of interesting for sure. I see we got one person watching. We will get the camera going here in just a second. I'm trying to get some figures set up real quick, and I'm just hanging out. Not a real formal type of live. We're just kind of hanging out, you know, casual style. So if you're watching and you want to join in the conversation, drop a comment. And if any of my Fan Force Alliance people are watching, shoot me a message and I will send you a link. You can feel free to join. Actually, let's see. I might post this in our group chat and we'll see who happens to join. So, 1 second. Okay. I sent it out. We'll see. Maybe some of the fan force will show up, even if just to pop in for a second. But yeah, so here in just a second, I've got a few figures out we'll take a look at. But I did want to talk a little bit about the Acolyte and, mostly about my feelings about it, not so much about the plot and all that type of stuff. And I know I've made some videos about this already, where I'm talking about kind of how some of the discourse is a little bit crazy about the Acolyte and really doesn't it's not really merited or warranted in my opinion. And I gotta say, man, like the part of it that's kind of crazy for me is not the criticism of the show itself. So, like, if there's people with legitimate feelings about the show and how it's, you know, the acting or whatever, and it's not to their taste, well, that's kind of like telling somebody that doesn't like onions that they're, wrong for not liking onions or something, because I'm one of those people. I don't like onions, specifically raw onions. So it is what it is, right? And but it's the, oh, you like onions? You're insane for liking raw onions. You are absolutely, you're just an onion farm shill, bro. And it's that kind of energy that I don't really particularly understand, you know, because I started a group um, called the Hip Hop Jedi. It's been around for a little over a year, and its whole purpose was to have people kind of gather together and celebrate what they love about Star Wars. And what was cool was how organically that group started to grow and like the community that started to build around that group there. And we end up having, some really great conversations with other like-minded fans, or even great conversations with people who may not like the things that I like, and vice versa. But it's always pretty much been respectful. And the other cool thing that happened there was that as the group uh, continued to grow, a lot of the members understood kind of the energy and the assignment of the group and kind of like would rally around a lot of the members of the group that might get bullied by a stray, someone who kind of comes in and starts, trying to stir the pot. And to me, that was really cool. The group has mostly self-moderated up to this point, and it's pretty sweet. So, and my point is like, I think it's kind of crazy to create like this hostile environment around Star Wars. It doesn't really make any sense to like create this "you're not a real fan if" or "you're not a real fan if not, if you don't," or whatever. Like, that's so crazy to me because we have this property that clearly we all care about, that we all love, that we're all very passionate about, right? And you know, it seems like every time something new comes out, uh, there's this element, sometimes more than others, of like not just division, but like straight ugly vitriol type stuff. And to me, that doesn't really speak of what Star Wars is really all about. And I know I'm nobody, right? I know I'm just some guy who makes Jedi hip hop type music and, you know, collects Star Wars action figures and makes content to a, small to moderate audience online, right? I'm nobody necessarily. But to me, the overall purpose of Star Wars is to, kind of not to forget that in the midst of it all, no matter how dark things get, no matter how crazy things get, that the light is still there, and if it exists within us and we exist, then that means that the light is still there and that there's something to hope for and something to strive for. And that's a bit bigger and better than just being an angry person, an angry talking head on the social media madhouse. It's not really fair. If you're considering yourself like a leader in the Star Wars fandom, it's not really fair to the 8 to or 5-year-old to 12-year-old crowd that might stumble upon your content. That's sometimes bitter and angry, and it just seems like it's coming from a place from someone who doesn't actually love Star Wars. They or that they only love the parts that they love, like the original trilogy or the prequels, and all that's fine. And the cool thing about that is that'll always be there, and you could always focus your content on that. And a lot of you guys that dislike what's going on in some of the modern Star Wars content, you find as a content creator, you find yourself making a lot of this negatively charged content. And I can't sit back but help and wonder why, especially when a lot of these channels claim to have begun as a way to celebrate what they love. Well, they could still continue to celebrate what they love right now if what they love is the the prequels and the original trilogy and some of that stuff. Then there's nothing wrong with them continuing to celebrate that, but to be dogging on other aspects of the fandom and other fans even for enjoying things that are coming out, and then saying that, oh yeah, I consider myself a positive force in the fandom. Like, get out of here, man. That's clown behavior. That is absolute clown behavior. And you know, a lot of people might not agree with me, again, because I am just kind of a small channel here. I'm nobody. I'm just a guy who, again, makes hip hop music for a small audience and has a small audience of, people who are really happy and positive about most of the stuff that comes out, and even if they're not like trying to beat up the people who are enjoying the aspects of it that they are, right? So, anyways, I appreciate whoever's watching. We'll probably be on here for maybe another 30 minutes or so, maybe 45 minutes. I wanted to see if anybody happens to come on and wants to come hang out. And, I've got that saved here just in case anybody does. But yeah, so I hope everybody that's watching this back is doing okay. Recently, I picked up some pretty great figures. Right now, I haven't set up my camera and stuff set up a little bit weird because I've been cleaning and reorganizing. But I got to tell you, even though this is based on an old figure and the body and the mold and all that stuff's old still, I'm super happy with this one. Super cool, and definitely has a deserving place in the collection. Um, and I grabbed a few figures out to just check out while we're hanging out live. If you guys happen to grab any of the figures I show off, let me know. Of course, we got a classic 2020. He fell off the shelf, and when I picked him back up, he had a phaser rifle from the Starship Enterprise in his hands. I didn't ask, and neither did Darth Vader. We just kind of let it go. But yeah, feel free to drop a comment, guys, if you want to join the conversation, or if there's anything you want to talk about in regards to Star Wars. I mean, pretty much any topic Star Wars related is on the table. And if you know me, you know that I will speak my mind, and that if I am right or wrong, I will either stand my ground and or stand corrected. Uh, do no harm. You know, take no punches, I guess you could say. But yeah, this is a really great figure, man. I was happy to add this set to the collection and do it right at a time when things were working good. And I don't know, it was like perfect timing. It wasn't something that I was intending to get originally, but it is definitely pretty cool. But I know we do have a new Darth Maul coming out, and we're super happy to, or at least I am anyway, that SDCC classic style Darth Maul. I am definitely super excited to see that. Hopefully, we all get a chance to order it, and hold on, Anakin's texting me right now. It's all good, bro. If you're watching right now, it is all good. I'm texting you back right now too, but it is all good. This is just like a hangout, man. Like just to kind of chat and show off some figures and kind of do it the old school Joby One channel style, without any type of outline or script or really anything to talk about. But yeah, so no worries, man, no worries. Anybody that's watching, I appreciate you. Definitely feel free to join in the comments. As you know, that helps Uncle Al G kind of send us up a little bit. But yeah, so basically what I've been doing today is I've been kind of doing a little bit of cleaning around the house and trying to decide how I'm going to set up some of my Inquisitors with that new set. And yeah, kind of hang out and what else? Let's see. Oh, I've been kind of debating this thing, man. Like, do I want to have how do I want my shelf set up? Because right now I have like clones, Mandalorian, And then I have like an original trilogy kind of homage shelf. And then I have all these kind of theme shelves, Bad Batch shelf, Imperial officers type thing. You know, dark side users, heroes, villains of the Republic, etc., etc. So like, you know, I'm really wanting to kind of reshuffle everything within the collection. I'm having a hard time deciding how to do it, and that's part of the reason why I haven't. Uh, you know what I'm saying? It's probably why I have not done it yet, is because I can't decide how I want to do it. You know, I don't want to pull everything down and then just start freestyling and throwing things back up on the shelf. And I do kind of want to change it up a little bit, like, you know, but space is limited, so it's not like I can have like this grand army like set up or something. So I'm having to be creative, you know. Maybe I'll come up with some new themes for the shelves or something. And guys, if you're watching, let me know if you have some ideas for some shelf themes. And most of you have seen a good chunk of my collection, um, you know. And if you haven't, of course, you can ask me. But I have a ton of figures, so if you have some ideas for how to theme some shelves and stuff, I mean, obviously, feel free to drop that in the comments and let me know. But you know, so I have like this featured figure shelf, and that's kind of the main one, and it's where I put like a lot of my recent pickups or like things I haven't maybe picked up and messed with in a while, and that I wanted to kind of check out and highlight, and remember to take pictures of, right? So I have this featured figure shelf that change out about every 4 to 6 weeks, and sometimes that carries on a little longer. But most recently, I had the Droidica, which I have right here. You know, and I keep this within arm's reach. I've actually taken to not fiddling with it too much after I did my ball mode with Millionaire Riding Dirty, um, because I don't want to loosen those joints up. Some of those joints seem really kind of small and like they would get loose pretty easy. And so I've been wanting to set up like a new, you know, separatist shelf, you know, with Dooku and Grievous and the Super Battle Droid and the Droidica, and you know, I have like 4 or 5 of the. Uh, goodness. Come here, puppy. I have like 4 or 5 of the regular battle droids, the B1s, different colors. Um, I have the Tartakovsky Clone Wars General Grievous. Uh, you know, so I've just been trying to think of like new ways to set up my separatist people with the. Oh yeah, dude! Shout out to Scorch. That's a real one right there, man. And that is very true, dude. If you I know you're probably getting the clean version. I'm gonna get one of those too. You know, I just had to have this ridiculous scene from from the movie. I had to have it. I'm a sucker for that kind of thing. Um, but yeah, this thing is super, and it's so sturdy, man. It's surprisingly sturdy. Hey, Anakin, what's up, man? I'm doing a lot better than yesterday. I'm still a little congested, as you can probably hear, and I'm still a little sore. You know, my joints and stuff are a little sore, but taking some medicine, and I got a lot of rest yesterday and definitely feel better. I appreciate you, dude, for asking. I felt a lot better actually after recording the Light of the Jedi yesterday. So I don't know if it just kind of invigorated me a little force healing there. No, that too cringe. I can't help myself, guys. I apologize. I can't help myself. But yeah, so the fun thing about that set with the original B2 is that you get this uh, C3PO, you know, what did I just say? You know, this was such a crazy scene for me, man. Like, I laughed at it, and I continue to laugh at it, and it's like classic kind of George Lucas ridiculous. Uh, oh, good man, good. I'm glad you're feeling better. But yeah, this that ridiculous scene, man. It's like classic George Lucas. You know, just something crazy, and it makes me laugh every time I look at this figure set on the shelf. So it's perfect. Anybody that hasn't gotten this set, I know it is available, and you get this, you know, and it'll probably go on sale, eventually, because I know that most people are going to be waiting for that clean version. So, one of these days you're able to get this for like less than $30. I would jump on it for sure. Yeah, that's because I think me and your little brother, Anakin, are probably on a very similar maturity wavelength. No. Maybe not, maybe just a little bit, maybe not exactly, maybe just a little bit. Um, but yeah, I'm a huge fan of that, the Super Battle Droid and C-3PO set, man. It has been a blast on the shelf, and it just brings me lots of laughs when I walk by. Oh yeah, and of course, I don't know if y'all saw when like recently I did a video on it for I think Tom's Days last week. But I got the concept art set with the Obi-Wan, which is actually really cool. I thought it might be fun to, do some head swapping or something and make some custom Jedi. But honestly, once I really got it out of the package and was checking it out, like this thing's actually really sweet. And, when I do like a light side shelf, I think it'll look great up there. But and the colors and stuff, y'all know I'm kind of a sucker for different colors. And then, we got the concept art Darth Vader, which is also really sick. And what you can't really see, which I'm sure if you go look at like real official pictures of it, you'll be able to see much better. And I'm sorry, guys, but there's a lot of really cool sculpted detail on the face. So um, I definitely recommend that set if you can get your hands on it. I found it on sale, but it has since sold out. But I'm always on the prowl, so like I'm not set up for alerts. It's just that I don't watch a lot of TV and stuff, and when I'm not working on music, I'm trying to like keep kind of growing things and like pushing myself to make content for the channel and for the page, and kind of to connect with more people from the page and from the channel, because I've made some really cool friendships with a lot of people over the years, and it's something that I want to make sure to continue with because it's brought me a lot of joy. And but I in between working on music, I always try to push myself towards continuing to grow the other sides of myself, whether it be my hobby with the Black Series figures, or now working on with Fan Force Alliance and having that new creative avenue to kind of make videos and do more creative stuff. Um, it's been a blast, and it's been big shout out to those guys, Jedi Rogar and Jedi Twins, and all those guys, man, for always showing love, and for being such great contributors to the channel. Um, but anyways, so that's right. And I did pick this up for like less than $10 recently, which was also nice. And I gotta say that this Jar Jar is pretty sick. Like the other day, I said, is an underrated figure, and what I meant by that was like it just seemed to like sit, and like not a lot of people necessarily bought it, and I think that's because the character. So when I say underrated, maybe I should say the character's underrated, and that prevented this thing from selling as much as it could. But that Anakin, that Jar Jar is really sick, actually, man. I really like it. I kind of want to get another one just to make Black Series rendition of the Dark Side Darth Jar Jar that we're gonna see on the new Lego movie, which I don't know if I'll go watch or not, but And I did pick up this guy for really cheap too, but he's since gone back up to like 28 bucks on Walmart. And I used to make videos and stuff, like whenever I would notice really great prices from some places, I would drop a video and be like, hey guys, I got this from here, or I would drop. But then, like just the other day, I had somebody come to like, I dropped something like 4 months ago. I got like the Commando, the all white one, Black Series from Walmart for like 11 bucks or 12 bucks or something. And then like they commented from months ago, they commented like 2 days ago, like it's $44 now. Thanks a lot or something. And I was like, what? What? Sorry. And so now it kind of made me like feel bad. Like maybe I shouldn't, maybe, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, these shock troopers are sick, dude. Like there's, I don't know if this texturing, I guess you could call it, like it's not just this flat red paint, and I don't have another one close by to compare to. No, but it's like really kind of textured. I don't know if you guys can really see that, but it looks really nice, and it kind of adds a very realistic thing to it. So, but yeah, so appreciate it. We got 5 people watching, guys. Feel free to drop in the comments and join the conversation. Obviously, it's a lot of fun. Oh, I know I showed y'all this before. I kind of messed around and made like an Obi-Wan. But now I took and swapped around some things, and I used that Obi-Wan to make like a clone armored Mace Windu with that body that I had used for the Obi-Wan, with the helmet too. And then he's got a belt with a blaster holster, which I stole from Han Solo. And then I made a hole for his lightsaber, obviously, and then he has a blaster that says BMF on it. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't go that far. I appreciate that, dude. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm not like a customizer per se, but I do have a lot of fun kind of just, messing with them and trying to come up with my own little thing. And like all of that came off pretty easy with some hot water and stuff. So it wasn't like I didn't have to break anything. I did have to do some like adjusting to the neck peg and like making it a little bit smaller, I believe. But yeah, I appreciate that, brother. That was a lot of fun for sure. And I wasn't sure about it. And then after I got done with it, I was like, all right, yeah, he can hang out on the shelf. Which, hold on, let me grab Obi-Wan real quick. Whoa. Because I did make some adjustments to him too, but he's kind of far away. So I gave him this poncho right here, which is actually just made out of my fiance had to cut some leggings for one of her costumes. And I was like, hey, let me see that. Literally. And it's kind of already tattered and looks like it's been through some crap. I was gonna like kind of burn the edges up a little bit or something with a lighter, but I thought this was pretty cool too. Yeah, like for me, like yeah, that absolutely, because otherwise that paint's not gonna stick, right? And like you run the risk of like ruining the figure, and what's it gonna look like, and is this gonna be smooth, and it's scary, it's intimidating. You're absolutely right. But then there's the people that are able to like take and repaint the faces and really get those eyes to come to life and to really kind of get, I don't know how they do it, like the customizers that repaint the Hasbro sculpts, but man, some of them look so good. Hello there. How are y'all, Jedi twins? Thank you for popping by. I appreciate you guys so much. Um, but yeah, this is on my Clone Wars shelf right now, which I know this is basically just the Mace Windu body, which eventually it'll probably get repainted, and like I'll probably, you know, adjust this, costume a little bit to maybe look a little bit more Obi-Wan. But I like these things on that. And since now that I have that new old Mace Windu with the Clone Wars gauntlets and stuff with the symbol, um, I thought, oh well, I have two of this body because I have two of these uh, Mace Windus. So I was like, why not? Let's just see what happens. And it turned out pretty good. I've got a few of these because there's so many of these Kenobis, and they kind of graduate and like how good they look. And so I think this is from my spare Wandering Jedi, and which looks pretty good. So um, hold on one second. Okay, hold on one second, guys. All right, sorry about that, you guys. I had to take a phone call real quick. But let's see, what else do we have here? Right on hand. Kind of show. Oh, duh. So I saw something recently, and I'll ask you guys what you think about this. You know, do you think this is brought out just because, and it was released with the schedule of, the Acolyte coming out, and knowing them knowing Kiadi was going to be in it, or you know, because it wasn't like Kiadi wasn't going to sell. But I've heard some people kind of theorize that, oh, they released Kiadi Mundi right around when Acolyte was coming out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I thought it, and then I know several other collectors thought it. And that doesn't mean that that's what happened, but Jedi twins, y'all are so funny. I mean, yeah, it's entirely possible. I'm not saying it's not possible, but man, like, wow, what a move on their part. But yeah, that's pretty funny. You know what I'm saying? It's like, now are we going to get an Acolyte version, in the Black Series? We'll get like a small council set, with like three kind of random Jedi, one of them with like young Kiadi, with his, you know, whatever, High Republic set or whatever. Yeah, how the Kiadi Mundi figure came out, and then he's on Acolyte, like nice move, nice move, guys. But but yeah, man, I just found that funny, I'm not saying that there's any like validity to that, but I did find it funny for sure. Um, oh, what was it gonna, do I have anything else nearby here that we can take a look at that's kind of new? Not really. Oh, I will. Here, let's pull this down. This will make some people mad. This right here, man, is one of my underrated sets right here. I'm a big I'm a big fan of this set. I don't know if you guys have this, but I am very, very pleased with all the little pieces and stuff they get. And the face sculpt that's underneath is from the newer versions of the figure, so it definitely looks better, even though you can't take the top part of the mask off. But yeah, this is one of my favorite sets, man. I love that like all these little pieces come off like this, you know, and there's a couple of pieces that do like this whole side piece comes off like this. See if I can do it without breaking it with my big fingers here. There we go. The whole side comes off, and you can kind of make it like she's working on it. Yeah, it's a really fun set. I know I've showed it off before, but it's so cool, man, that they went to that level of detail. And then it has the hooks for you to hang like her staff. You can hang that right there. You have this other section that opens up right here, up at the top. So it's one of those. It's to me, I say underrated, but that's people can argue all till they're blue in the face about what that really means. But yeah, this is one of my absolute favorite kind of more recent pickups. I got that for it's no, it's not super recent. It's one of the later vehicles that they did. They did I think the last one that they did was the Grogu speeder bike. I could be wrong on that. But I think this came out right around the time, like maybe shortly after those movies, like shortly after the sequels. But I only recently got it because I found it in my local comic shop for a really good deal. And then he gave me another break on the price because I was going to have to work during this big sale or whatever. So it was pretty cool. Oh, I don't have the Geonosis battle droids. I know I showed the Droideka off already, but in my opinion, bang for the buck, I think building an army of this color scheme of the battle droids with some Droidekas looks better because I think these colors match closer. Like the Geonosis ones are a little more brown, and so I know it's not like accurate to the movie or anything. Like, I just mean like aesthetically, it in my opinion looks a little better. And I apologize if I'm leaning all up in your face here, guys. I'm just sliding these figures back onto the shelf. But yeah, what are some of your guys' favorite figures? Do you have any that are, whether they're recent or, from early on the Black Series line or something like that? Like, what are some of your favorite, maybe underrated? Oh yeah, I got that guy, not super recently, but and it's not bad. I think this makes for a great, like, either have a setup with Dr. Aphra or, you can have like some variation on the shelf with the Wookiees. Because that's one thing that, Kiadi Mundi, he cares about that sort of thing. Yeah, those are. Yeah, I want my GameStop had some of those for like was it $12 or something like that? So, I might go back and grab some of those. Oh yeah. Yeah, these are like top 10 in the entire line for sure, even if just for the articulated jaw. So if you don't have a Gammy guard, I highly recommend it just so you can do that because it's so satisfying. Rah! But yeah, this is absolutely one of the best in the line for sure. Anakin, I don't have any of the solo figures, but my very first one that I plan on getting from the solo set of figures is that Infus Nest speeder bike, and then after that, yeah, it'll be on because I know I'll have to have some other ones to fill it out. Yeah, the Rio with the four. Hey, and that lets us know that they could potentially make a bigger version of that and turn around and do give us Pomkrell and maybe Dexter. But yeah. Sorry guys, I'm just replying to some texts. And yeah, I'm not if you're watching this and you're like hoping for like a well produced show and whatnot, like this is just a hangout. This is just we're just chilling. The people in the comments right now are friends of the page or friends of the channel or friends of the Joe. So in any case, we're just hanging out like friends. So and you know, this has made some infamous passes on my Facebook page. Uh, this is so much fun. I know that everyone, I'll catch some hate from this, from purists or whatever, but when I made my post, I even said like this is supposed to be fun. And yes, I was trying to kind of like let people know, like, hey man, maybe don't take this show that's on TV right now so seriously that you let it like ruin your childhood. Maybe let people enjoy it. Yeah, I need to get that Infus Nest speeder bike so bad, man, and eventually it will be mine for sure. We have some more interesting figures around here that might be fun to check out. But I'm a really big fan of. Okay, a lot of people don't know. I mean, I'm sure anybody that's been following me for a while do know that one of my favorite all-time figures is the Black Series Count Dooku. Um, you know, I remember because I got it late. You know, I've only been collecting for coming up on 5 years officially, and I wasn't a very informed collector about the Black Series until probably like 2.5 or 3 years in, you know, and I've just been continually learning more and more about it, you know. But at first, I was just picking them up, you know, I was very casual about it, and I started learning more, you know, because and looking into learning more and discovering like I had no idea what I was doing, and so a lot of that has to plays into why I've been playing catch up with my collecting for so long. But when I'll never forget getting that Count Dooku in and being like, dude, this this is a great. This looks like Count Dooku for real, you know, and it's really cool to be able to get that, you know, from a figure line that only runs us, you know, $20, $25 typically, sometimes a little more, but for his figure in particular, I think it was $19.99 when it came. So, you know, it's kind of nice to. It's just kind of nice, you know what I mean? You know, you're not paying Hot Toys price or like SH Figure Arts prices, which isn't bad. You know, it's not. Their prices aren't. Or it's too rich for my blood. Let's just say that. But you know, for the people that like it, you know, like if you're dedicated to those to multiple lines and you have the ability, there's nothing wrong with it. I just mean like for those of us that maybe don't, it's kind of cool to have a line that we can collect that, you know, isn't just, you know, dollar store, you know, dollar bin toys and, you know, marked up, but they actually put some care into what they're doing with these toys. So, you know, and that they have toys available for kids too, you know, like kids level. Some of these new lines, I forget what it's called, Galaxy of Heroes or something like that. I don't remember. But anywho, I can sit here and chat all night, as all of my Fan Force Alliance family knows all too well. But you know, I'll probably wrap here in about 10 minutes or so. So I might try and grab a couple more figures here to take a look at. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. Hot take here. I know I'm the only Black Series collector who feels this way, but I am happy to have Balin and Shin on the shelf, and I'm also hopeful, that potentially some season 2 Shin release may help rectify some of the original drop because that thing is extremely, extremely in need of some help. But I gotta say, like, there's a part of me that really doesn't care about that, simply because I know that I'm kind of like reliving my childhood here. It's not that serious. So I grabbed Star Killer, which I have a modified, electricity thing going on here that I stole from Mjolnir, and then I put like a small one back here, like it's about to like. Maybe I should put that on Piccolo, but that makes for an easier shelf posting, and you don't have to have those big lightning hands if you have the deluxe set, which I've put them up on the shelf with the big lightning hands before, but it takes up so much space, man. The space is a premium, especially here in the studio. Which this is also a neat detail in that they actually, I don't know if this will actually show up, but they did make his kyber crystal exposed. I don't know if y'all can see that there. But that's pretty neat, it's a neat detail that they included. And that's some fan level stuff right there. And I think sometimes it's easy to be critical. It's the same thing with like the TV shows and stuff and the movies. It's so easy to be critical and be like, oh, this isn't living up to some standard that, be entertained, just be entertained. Like let's see, do I have a like notoriously? Oh, I went to pick up the Black Percent, which I actually like that figure, but do I have anything that's like notoriously bad nearby? Not really. Oh, yes, I do. So, listen, I know that sometimes this kind of stuff happens, right? Like, look at this. Poor girl. Why? What is she looking at? What is she looking at? Jyn Erso, what are you looking at? They're not all perfect. They're not all perfect, right? Like I'm really confused by this figure, like the Jedi twins. But like, it's not like it's not like it's okay. It's kind of gummy in the legs, doesn't really stand very well, and the face, like I have no idea. I have no idea what she's looking at. I have no idea. But sometimes they're like this, sometimes they are not great. But at the end of the day, man, it's still a hobby, it's still for fun. And sometimes they're going to look like this, and they're going to look absolutely insane, like where is the Black Series core when you need them? Like, I want to put this up for contention against that Poe right now. Where is the Black Series core right now? I am shouting you out on my live stream, bro. I am shouting you out on my live stream, and I am saying this is almost as bad as that Poe Dameron, if not worse. Okay. Oh my goodness. I'm kidding. I think that Poe Dameron is probably This is his real wife right here, guys. This is the Black Series core real wife. I'm gonna get clipped. See, Anakin. See, I like Jin too. I like Jyn Erso's character, and I think the new modern photoreal face thing looks really good. But this one, it. I mean, it looks like a scary movie from this angle. It looks like she's being possessed, you know. But I'm roasting this figure, but I'm also saying that I am so happy to have Jyn Erso. She is standing on the shelf right next to uh, the Cassian Andor, the photoreal version, which is pretty good. She's standing up there with her pops, who lost. Where are the Death Star plans? So he's already lost the Death Star plan. I mean, they've been in his hand for years since I bought them from Target. So they're probably in a bag somewhere, actually. But yeah, we got, I've got him standing up here. They're all standing together. She's kind of looking off to the side, like, don't look me in the eyes. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, that is Thrawn's brother. Absolutely. Thrawn's brother. Both phenomenal actors. One of them eats people in his spare time, and it's not Thrawn. Like, it's hard not to see Hannibal Lecter. Like, you can make a custom Hannibal Lecter from the show, from the series. Oh man, the longer this goes on, the longer this live goes on, the more unhinged Joby1 becomes. The comedy will just arise. But I mean, this one's kind of, it's not bad. I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad. And then they've got Shiny Face Cassian, which is somehow both worse and better than the old school one. So it's better, but it's also somehow worse. I wish I could explain, but this one is you know what I mean? Like, this is better and worse than this one simultaneously. And I'm not sure how they accomplished that, but they, hats off to them, for being able to do that sort of thing and to give me something to talk about on this live stream. So, and then, well, yeah, see, this is all like I'm pulling from my like Andor and Rogue One shelf. This is probably one of my favorite Cassians right here. The Aldhani Mission Cassian. Pretty sweet. I mean, it doesn't, the hat doesn't come off. That would be nice, but, they did a really great job with the likeness. I think it looks better than the deluxe set version. So. And then, we got this guy here. I burn my life for a future I've never seen, or whatever he says. I get high every night, so I don't have to think about. I'm sorry, wait, what? But yeah, this is a wonderful, wonderful likeness. It is kind of interesting the way that they engineered the sleeves, y'all. So like, the sleeves are kind of like open and they stick out. So like, no matter where you put your arm, like the sleeves just sticking out in this kind of like megaphone shape. But yeah, Luthen is the man for sure. Luthen is the man. I really, really, really love this character. Yeah, pretty much. There's not too much you can do. You can like, if you lift the gun up, which is how I have him, it just looks silly because this his sleeve. So it's like, you kind of have to have him arms down a little bit, like just looking at you, just staring into your potential rebel soul. Don't you want to do something that makes a difference? Whatever he says. Look, I do impressions badly on purpose. So believe it or not, I can do good impressions, but it's more fun to do bad ones. But yeah, they did a wonderful job on his face for sure. Very, very well done. Man, when I look up at Balin too, it's like, man, why? Why couldn't you do the same for Balin? Poor guy. All right, guys, we have been live for about an hour. We have chatted toys at the very beginning before I even turned on the camera. I talked a little bit about the Acolyte, um, you know, and but yeah, it's been fun hanging out with you guys. And but I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up. If you're not following us with Fan Force Alliance and hanging out with us over there in that space, come get to know some of us over there. You know, our whole purpose is to try and be kind of one part entertainment and one part resource to as many people as possible. Brother, take it easy. Thank you for stopping by. You know, it's always a pleasure chatting with you, my friend. And but yeah, guys, I appreciate everyone. Definitely come check us out. Follow me. Hit the like, share, subscribe if you're new around here, man. Come get to know your favorite Rap and Black series collector, the Hip Hop Jedi Joby One. Much love. May the Force be with you. I'm out, guys.